Hey guys, it's me, Kim, aka K Rants, and Happy New Year. I was hoping I would get on here before, but holidays and stuff. So, anyways, I was just getting on here to kind of check in and say hello, Happy New Year. How's everybody doing? I don't have any updates. I actually go to my rheumatologist next Tuesday or Wednesday. Because I just had lab work done and I am like severely anemic. I take like vitamin D. I don't take an iron supplement, which I think I'm going to actually inquire about when I go next week. But does anybody have like severe anemia? Because what is it called? The Raynauds phenomenon. I know I have that. Especially with it being cold here, and I'm in Texas, so it's a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing with the weather. But nonetheless, I have really bad Raynauds flares with my hands. Like my fingers, they get just, sometimes they turn blue. And that's like, wow, for especially somebody of color, for your fingers and everything to be turning blue. But it's, I guess, because the arteries are just I don't know if it's that they're not dilated enough or it's like they shrink. I'm not really sure. I have to do more research and look into it. But I just know for me, my fingers get extremely cold. My toes, it takes a little bit longer for me to have a flare in my feet, but it's not that it doesn't happen. I know I attended Diner and Blanc, and they really had it. They had it back in November this year, which, for Texas is a hit and miss. But I had to leave because not only was it like really cold that particular night, but it had rained the night before, so the ground was just soaking wet, and I literally felt like I was walking on bricks. Okay. And I mean, I guess it was just like one of those things where I couldn't feel anything. I guess like a freezer burn type of thing. So I had to leave. I felt like I was having a medical emergency. I had to get the hell out of there. So anyway, I'm pretty sure there are those of you who do have some Raynauds issues, or you have issues, I guess, with like anemia. And I'm just kind of wondering at this point in the game, like, okay, it's got to be related. I mean, I've always had a low iron count, and I remember back when I was in my like early 20s, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And the doctor I was seeing at the time, she was doing all this blood work, and so I went, and she was like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to give you this iron supplement because you have an iron deficiency and you're anemic. And then of course I also have had a vitamin D deficiency for forever as well. So I was just wondering, let me get to my question. Does anybody have anything that they do naturally, I guess maybe outside of iron, or have you seen any improvement with just the cold? Because that is annoying. Even with gloves, like, I mean, it's like when they say bone chilling, you cannot get warm to save your life. And like once you get a flare and you get cold, it takes forever to warm back up. It's just like horrible. So I try to avoid it. I'm even considering maybe in the next few years like relocating to a warmer climate. And Texas is cool, like I have no complaints, but again, we do sometimes, every so often, Mother Nature shows up and shows out. I say every 2 to 3 years we have like a real winter, and I think that this year we're gonna have a real winter. It just gets bitter and nasty, and I don't like it. So anyway, that's what's going on with the, I guess, Raynauds phenomenon. And then again, like with the scleroderma, I know I told you guys I'm on Cellcept now. I started that back in October, and I do believe that it's better than the methotrexate. I can tell I'm having more improvement, like, and it's real subtle. But I remember when I first started having symptoms, I mean, now just thinking about everything, I can even think back to like 2015 when there were just little subtle things, like you had a twinge of pain here or a twinge of pain there, and you don't think anything about those things. But over time it was insidious. It just kind of all of a sudden just came out of nowhere, and before you know it, I couldn't lift my arms over my head, and just a lot was going on. So oh God, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying, guys? hell, don't you hate that? I was going somewhere. I really was. Oh, okay, I was talking about, oh, yes, CellCept. Okay, so, yeah, I can tell, like, I'm able just to, like, my joints and my muscles, they move and flex a little bit further than what they did even, a month previous. So I'm starting to see those subtle things. I'm able to, like, pick up stuff that's lower to the ground. Because I know last Christmas I got one of those reachers. Because I was like, I'm very independent and I really hate asking for help. So, yeah, I was like, man, I got to figure this out. So I try to do stretches and stuff like that, but I can tell the CellCept, or maybe it's not the CellCept, maybe it's just, the disease. I'm not really sure. But since I've been on it, which has only been about 3 months now, I can tell that there are certain things that I'm able to do that I wasn't once able to do. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. I still want to go to this holistic rheumatologist who kind of starts from ground zero. He doesn't really take any type of like, he doesn't look at your old history. He, like, does everything from scratch. He does a full workup, gets, all this lab work done, and then he kind of goes from there, and he takes a more holistic approach. I'm really interested in doing that because my end goal is to not be on any medication, because I don't want to continue to put a chemical or chemotherapy drug, whatever, in my body. I don't want to do that. And then again, I know I've shared this with you guys before. My mom passed when I was 19, and she had an autoimmune illness. Her primary diagnosis was polymyositis, but I mean, she had the diabetes, the congestive heart failure. She specifically, I remember they put her on a drug, Cytoxin, and like within a week she had a shingles outbreak because I guess her immune system was just so weak. Her organs started shutting down, and I remember this was just kind of like a year plus, maybe almost 2 years of her just kind of suffering, going back and forth to the doctors. And she had like 2 Ziploc bag full freezer bags, those really big ones where, you put like your meat and stuff. And she had 2 huge bags of just medication. And I remember even like a year after she died, just seeing commercials. You know how you're up late at night and you see those commercials about, oh, this drug had, this side effect, and if, your family or loved one, whatever, took this medication, now all of a sudden it's just a class action lawsuit because, I don't know, the FDA or whomever, discovered that it caused all these issues. So my mom had so many of those drugs that she was taking, and it's just, I don't want to be that person. I got a son, and I want to be around for a long time. And again, there were things that she did that did not contribute to her health. Like, she never really changed her diet when she first got her diabetes diagnosis. So I firmly and truly believe that just years and years of beating your body up through bad habits, bad diet, stress and everything else, that took a toll, and it finally just caused a trigger. Because I talk about my trigger a lot, which I really feel was when I was in school getting my master's. And I got my master's in 18 months. So normally they say it takes like maybe 2 to 3 years or 2 to 4 years. But I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to go, and I want to get it and get her done. I didn't want to be bothered with school for an extended period of time. So when I first enrolled in my master's program, I took 15 hours. Over the summer, I think I did like 12 or 11 hours. And then in the fall, I did like another 15, 16 hours. So within a year, what is that? I don't know, 30 some odd hours. So I was trying to get it done. And I achieved the goal. I was done. I started January 15. I was done in August of 16. But that came at a severe cost. I mean, the mental stress, the physical stress, studying, staying up late, researching papers, writing papers. It was a lot. And then again, I'm a mom, and then I had some very toxic relationships at that time. So I really feel like that was the trigger. And Also, another note, I had, and I always have had, I'm a foodie at heart. And when I tell you I could throw back some food, your girl could get down and eat. And I wasn't eating good. I mean, I could eat, my favorite thing was what? Vanilla Oreos. Golden Oreos. When I tell you I could take out a sleeve in like 5 minutes or less, and maybe 15 minutes, the whole thing was gone. My biggest, I think, was 276, 277. So now I'm like around 205. And so I'm very thankful for that, because I also believe that all that extra weight that I was carrying probably would have sent me into a whole nother issue. You know, it would have brought on another host of problems, having this scleroderma and getting sick and stuff. And just with the muscle weakness and the joint pain, trying to just move and be mobile, you know, like that would have been horrible. So I'm so thankful that I lost the weight. And then, you know, again, just the stress. So I had to really change how I did a lot of stuff, and it's not easy, but even still, I'm always constantly thinking like, how can I do better? So right now, 2019, we're starting a new year, and I don't like to make a whole lot of like resolutions and stuff, because I feel like when you're ready to change, it's just gonna happen, and you're just gonna do what you gotta do. It doesn't matter if it's January 1 or, you know, August 1, right? When you are ready to change, you're gonna do that, and you're gonna commit yourself to it, and before you know it, the weight will come off, your health will start to improve. So for me, I'm just focused on overall health and wellness, whether it be mentally, financially, spiritually, because, you know, getting diagnosed with a chronic illness is hard. And even with that, over the last, I don't know, say 6 months, I think it's kind of starting to come full circle. Like, wow, you know, I've been dealing with this since 2016, which is when I officially got diagnosed with just some autoimmune illness. I think I went to the emergency room because I had been having chest pain and stuff. And so when I went, they did the whole, you know, blood work and stuff, in my I think it was the ANA. I think that's it. The ANA came back positive. So they automatically, I guess, just gave me a blanket diagnosis of lupus. And then, of course, following up with the rheumatologist, she was like, well, no, I don't think that it's that. I think that it is scleroderma. And so we are yet still going through that, even though I know I shared with you guys in a previous video that the SC70, whatever the specific antibody or whatever it is that they test for to specifically diagnose for scleroderma, mine was negative. So I've got a lot of questions. I mean, yes, obviously I have an autoimmune illness, but sometimes I really just feel like it's stress, y'all. Stress and again, just bad eating habits, which I know I need to get back on that. Because the holidays, I posted a status on Facebook, and it was a picture of a broken wagon and a person rolling down a hill. And so I remember I posted the status, and it was something to the effect of like, you know, just posting the status of the wagon that I, you know, jumped off of, and the hill that I am currently rolling down, because, you know, those sweets and cakes and the good cooking and the cornbread and the dressing, man, it is hard for the holidays. So you really do have to, like, it's a hard reset. I mean, because especially if you're not, I don't want to say vegan or anything like that, but like if you're not committed to that type of lifestyle, and I can't say that I have not committed. I mean, I've done keto, I've done fast, I've done, you know, vegan for, you know, months at a time, but I love food. So it's like once you have it, to just totally turn away from it, it takes a lot of discipline and commitment. And so the holidays rolled around, and my love is sugar and sweets all day. And I'm thankful that I have really broken free from the addiction that I did have back when I was telling y'all about the golden Oreo. I mean, you know, that was another time in my life, but I've been delivered from that. But even still, you see a good cake, a cupcake, a cookie, and you'll be like, oh my God, I want that. And so yes, I had indulged a little bit, and then you indulge a little bit, and it's like they say with the Lay's potato chips, you just can't eat one, and before you know it, you just out here, you out here living life, and you got cream and pie and frosting, and it's just it's delicious. And so I had to press a hard reset. And so after Christmas, I really was like, you know what, I can't be talking about until January 1. I couldn't wait until January 1. I knew I had to make a change like that day. So Christmas came, I went to my cousin's house, we ate really good, and then after that, your girl was done. I didn't even take any sweets home. Okay, because I was like, if I take these sweet potato pies and all these good delicious cakes home, I'm gonna be at the house all week, just laid out on the couch, just fat and loving life. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Any goals that you've set for yourself, I hope that you reach them. I hope and pray that you guys, if you're struggling with any autoimmune illness, not just scleroderma, but any autoimmune illness, that you are able to, advocate for yourself when you go to your doctors, adapt new healthier habits, new healthier coping skills, because it's necessary. And so again, this is just my way of coming on here, sharing my story, and then getting feedback from you guys, because I think it is so important that we take care of ourselves, especially when our body sometimes is like, yo, I'm good, or they just decide they don't want to work no more, or they don't want to work right. So anyway, love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and please do, anybody that has struggled with just being anemic, or you have the Raynauds, which typically goes hand in hand. I know specifically with a lot of autoimmune illnesses, but definitely with scleroderma. Comment and let me know, because I know too, real quick, they tried to put me on a blood pressure medicine, but it gave me like severe migraine, so I couldn't do that, and then I didn't want to be on it anyway, so it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. And so just what are you guys doing about the cold? And yeah, just let me know, and I will look forward to hearing from you guys and talk to you guys later. All right, bye.